Hey guys, I'm James Ward with KDUX TV and Fourth Wall Radio. I recently got a chance to check out the premiere for the new movie The Square. A stylish twist-filled film noir, The Square centers around an adulterous couple whose scheming leads to arson, blackmail, and murder. Recently got a chance to also sit down with the director of the film, Nash Edgerton. I'm James Ward with KDUX TV. I'm here with Nash Edgerton. Nash, thanks for being with me.
Thanks for having me.
So now, The Square is your first full-length feature film, am I correct?
That's right, yeah.
What was that like for you, this first time on a full-length feature?
It was, exciting and scary and traumatizing and, rewarding all at the same time. Exhausting.
Your brother wrote the script, correct?
He did, yeah.
Have you all ever worked on a project together before?
Yeah, on short films and, as a stuntman, I've been a stunt double before.
You've written all these scripts for Lucky, Spider. Was this your first time to work on a film that wasn't your script?
It was probably the first time, Loaded and Bloodlock that Kieran and I directed together, they were, Loaded was half my idea and Kieran wrote the script. Bloodlock was Kieran's idea and he and Joel wrote the script. Most of the other shorts have been my ideas. But yeah, this was definitely this was Joel's idea and he wrote it. So, yeah. I don't know. I find it easier a lot of times to work on my ideas, but I'm having, among the group, I think all the guys have great ideas. We have similar sensibilities and stuff, as much as everyone's kind of different filmmakers.
How long did it take to shoot the film, do you think?
I think it was 7 weeks.
And editing-wise, all that was included?
No, the editing was another 20 or so weeks after that. Yeah. The whole process from the beginning of pre-production to delivering the film was probably a year solid. What
was it like working with, I believe this is your first time working with a cast that large as well?
Yeah, definitely. That was interesting. Every actor has such a different method of working, and you're constantly kind of juggling the way you deal with different people. Some are really good at ad-libbing, some really need to stick to the script, some are good on the first take, some are good takes 6, 7 in, and you kind of getting to learn about each one of them.
What other problems did y'all run into during the film?
I think every film kind of comes with its own set of problems. So I feel like I had a really good group of people, and you battle with your own kind of insecurities about whether the decisions you're making are good or not. And so yeah, I don't think anything kind of major happened that it wasn't Lost in La Mancha or anything like that.
That's good.
Yeah.
Now, when it came to casting, did you use a lot of the cast you've worked with before? Were there any new faces?
Yeah, a lot of new faces. Obviously my brother I worked with before, Kieran Darcy Smith, who played Barney. I'd worked with him before. We started Bluetongue Films together, and Ray and David Roberts, who played Ray. I'd never worked with him before, so I definitely had people I knew from around the traps, and then a bunch of fresh faces. So they were a really great group of people.
When it came to locations, was it a lot of locations you've worked with before? Was any of that?
Where the main town is set, it was a place called Warrenora, where the bridge and the river and the caravan park and the Carols by Candlelight sequence and Ray's house, all that was in a place called Warrenora. I'd never been there before and never seen it before. I was describing to a friend the kind of places I was looking for, and I thought I'd have to make it up from a lot of different locations. And she just said, "Oh, have you been to Warrenora?" And the next day I went there and I was like, "Oh, this is the place. This is where the whole film's set."
What did y'all shoot on, camera-wise?
It's shot in Super 16.
How long have you been doing film?
I guess, Kieran and I made our first short film together, and we shot it at the end of 95 and finished it in 96.
Have you ever shot a film that was in this genre, sort of like the film noir type stuff?
No, this is the first time. You just kind of trust in your instinct, and the way I work in general is, when if I'm reading a script, if I can imagine it when I read it, then I know how to shoot it, and if I don't, then I figure there's something wrong with the scene, and I would tell my brother, "Hey, something wrong with the scene, we need to try something different."
like everything when you look back? Are there anything you want to change
It
to?
takes a while to like something you've made. Like, you watch it and you're like, I would have done that differently, or it takes, like watching it with an audience a bunch of times, because then when you watch it with an audience, you get to see it through their eyes, and you kind of forget your mistakes, and you really get a sense of, once the audience is kind of reacting the way you intended them to react, then you kind of have the sense of relief, and you can kind of enjoy watching the film. But I couldn't watch it by myself. There was no fun in that for me.
Was it intended to be a full-length feature when it was first written?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Joel wrote the first sort of plot of the film on a piece of paper. It was always going to be a feature-length film. Do
you look back and see where you've progressed to this point and see how it's changed?
Yeah, I guess sometimes. They definitely I guess you can see a progression for sure. No money, and we were stealing locations, and most of the money spent on, especially Loaded and Bloodlock, the first sort of things we made. Most of the money was spent on things we broke and had to repair.
So, how did Blue Tongue get started?
It literally was, Kieran and Joel and Tony Lynch and I, we were trying to get work as stuntmen and actors, and we had this idea if we shot some scenes, made it look like they were from a film and put on our show reels, that people would think we'd worked on a film. And so Loaded was like an acting scene and then an action scene, and it wasn't really intended to be a short film, but that's what it kind of became. And then I think we just really enjoyed the process of making films, and it went beyond just trying to get jobs as stuntmen and actors, and we just really loved making films, and so we kind of formed Blue Tongue Films, for the next thing we made, and along the way we met, Luke and Spencer and David, and we all just became really good friends and helped each other out on films, and it's kind of like this loose collective,
You would say to other striving filmmakers, people who want to get to your point or want to be where you're at, what would you say?
I just think, the best thing any of us did was just make stuff that we wanted to see. We weren't ever trying to second guess what an audience wanted, and we just wanted to make films that, we want to see ourselves or to show our friends, and, you just trust in the fact that you're not that weird, that someone else out there is going to like what you like too.
Do you have the first one up on the internet, the very first short film?
Yeah, it is, yeah. We have a YouTube channel. This is youtube.com/Blue Tongue Films, and it has all of my shorts, and David Michaud and Spencer Susser and Kieran's and Joel's and Luke Dolan's, all that. Everyone at Blue Tongue Films, our shorts.
We appreciate your time, Nash. Thanks. If you're looking for that classic film noir style, this is it. Well written, beautifully directed. Don't forget to check it out here in Dallas at the Magnolia, May 7th.
Is this your dog?
Yeah, mate.
I'm just across the river.
It's all talk, isn't it? You and me, and leaving your wife.
I want you to do something. There's 50 times that.
We can take the money. I know someone who can help us.
Once it's done, you wipe it away. It never happened, we never met. Whatever happens here stays with us, you understand?